Here's how to teach your dog to come when called. First, begin with your body and hands in a calm and neutral position. Move away from your dog a few steps. Say come, then place a target hand at your side. After working on hand targeting, your dog should be happy to move a short distance to touch your hand. When he does, click and treat. At first, work with your dog while he's on a leash, about 5 to 6 feet long. As he's successful in coming when called, start practicing inside the house off-leash, or use a long leash and work in various locations. Be sure to work in such a way that your dog is working as you would like. There is no benefit in setting the dog up just to ignore the cue. When your dog is very reliable on leash, try these games off leash in a safe area. Maybe you want to play ping pong, where different people call and treat your dog in a ping pong fashion. Or you can play hide and go seek. Inside your home or yard, hide out of sight, call the dog, and then reward greatly when he finds you. Or maybe you want to play chase with your dog, with him chasing you, not the other way around. Run from your dog and call him. When he catches you, reward him greatly. Work on getting the behavior in lots of different environments and situations. Helpful hint: always make something great happen when you use the magic word come. Be careful not to use the cue if you need to do something that's maybe not so fun, like end a play session, give a bath, or trim your dog's nails.
One of the first things I like to teach my dog when I first get a new puppy or a new dog is to teach them to come when called. One of the things that you have to remember is you're teaching the dog what to do. So you want to make it as easy as possible and make it really rewarding for them. So I would never call my dog if I'm going to give it a bath or I'm going to give it a nail trim because it's not her favorite things. So when I'm teaching come, I want to do it only for really good things. So if she's out playing in the yard and I need her to come inside to end the play, I don't walk out there and say, Moxie, come, because I don't want to poison that word. I keep it only for good things. I would just go out there and get her engaged and bring her inside. So today I want to talk about teaching the cue come or here. So start on leash with your dog when you're teaching recall or come. And remember how we taught hand targeting? I'm going to use that. So if I want her to come toward me, I'm not going to pull on the leash. Instead, I'm going to say, Moxie, come, and get her to hand target. Good girl. And then I'll let her wander off again. Moxie, come. So I make her move toward me and touch my hand. And then I can, once she gets more reliable about that, I don't necessarily have to use hand targeting. She'll just understand the come cue. So if she's way over there getting a treat and I say, Moxie, come, maybe I want to grab her collar so that she gets used to that and then give her the treat. Use the same words every time. Don't pull them on leash. You want them to learn the behavior, which is moving toward you. So it's okay to have a leash on them, but walk backwards, entice the dog to come to you rather than pull. There are two really good games to play with your dog to reinforce recall. One is hide and go seek. So when you're at your house, go hide from your dog, take some treats, take some toys, and call them, and when they find you, just throw them a big party, whether it's with treats or a fun game. Another way to reinforce recall is by playing ping pong. So if there's one or two, especially if you have kids, kids love this game, you spread out in the yard, everybody has treats, and they call the dog back and forth, back and forth. Always do off-leash stuff in a really safe area, whether it's inside or a fenced yard. If you don't have something like that available, like an outside fenced area, use a longer leash. You can take a 20-foot rope and make a leash of it. That way you still have control of the dog so they can't just bolt away, but you can still work on some distance recalls. So when you're working anything, you want to work duration. How long can I get this behavior? Distance and distraction. That's important in recalls, right? It's easy enough to teach your dog to come in a room like this or to come inside the house or inside my yard. But I also want to take her downtown on leash and practice some of that. So if she were to ever get away from me, and I say, Moxie, come, she's going to come running toward me, no matter what the distraction level is, within reason.
Here's your homework for coming when called. Level 1, practice calling your dog when you are out on walks on a leash. Play hide and go seek, ping pong, or chase inside the house when your dog is off leash. Level 2, play those recall games in a fenced outdoor area. Make sure the dog is successful. If he's not, then go back to the game inside only. Level 3. With the use of a long lead, practice on-leash recalls in places that you frequent with your dog, like a public park or a hiking path. Level 4. Practice off-leash recalls in a safe outdoor space where your dog is slightly distracted. Make sure you have delicious, high-value rewards on hand. If you take your dog to a dog park, make sure to practice recalls in this environment. You will need to do those off-leash, so make sure your dog has been successful at each level, and make sure you always carry high-value rewards for this practice.